a brand new episode of the Theatre Thoughts podcast. We're streaming, well, not live, I suppose. It's pre-recorded, obviously, by the time you're hearing us, but at our new studio with Echidna Studios, Echidna Audio in the Powerhouse Museum. We have a fantastic guest on today. It's a first for her. It's a first for me. It is also a first for her because it is her professional debut in musical theatre as a role of Tracy Turnblad in Hairspray the Musical, which is currently running in Melbourne at Melbourne's Regent Theatre. She is raised in Sydney, so we've learnt. She spent the majority of her life singing, acting, dancing. She's a graduate of the Sydney Acting School, trained at the Australian Institute of Music, and in 2016 she was a semi-finalist on The Voice, and you're coached by Jessie J and the Madden Brothers. Please welcome Carmel Rodrigues.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
I am so excited to have you. Thank you so much for jumping on.
No, thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, and you said before it's your first time on the podcast and it's your debut musical theatre role as well, so you're chucking out a lot of firsts.
I know, first debut musical, first debut podcast. I mean, what more is there first? Well, probably, I don't know, a lot.
Yeah, excellent. How's the show going? You guys opened, about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, and actually the show's gone really well. We've had a lot of people come up and like come in and sit in and just laugh. And that's what it's so good to see, is that, I'm in that bed and I'm the first thing that everybody sees. And I have like a cheeky little look at the audience before I have to close my eyes before the light's on me. And so I just see so many people with their smiling faces already on. And yeah, it's just incredible. And after every show, we have a moment where we can ask people to come and stand up and dance with us. And good. After every show, they do.
I love it. I think I love it's happened. I don't know, like many shows that get the audience up on their feet and having a good dance. And I saw the video from our reviewer who actually saw it in Melbourne, and everyone was just up on their feet having the best time.
Yeah, and it's so good, especially because like I'm looking out and I can see some people trying to do the moves as well, and it's just like, yeah. Yes! I mean, the moves are very simple, and like we love the moves. It's just the stamina we have to do it at. Yes. It's just insane.
Because that is one of the hardest songs in theatre, I think, is the finale of Hairspray.
Yeah. It is, yeah. So...
Oh, no, sorry, you go on.
Oh, no, all good. Yes, so... Oh, I don't even know what to say now.
That's okay. Well, let's focus on you. So, Carmel, you're new, fresh out of acting school. Hairspray auditions come along. It's an open casting call. Tell me about the story.
Well, my aunt saw Shane Jacobson on TV talking about how they're looking for a Tracy and sent me a link straight away, and I was umming and ahhing actually whether or not to audition for it, so I nearly did not audition.
Oh.
I know, because I was looking at it and I was like, oh, I've done the show before back when I was much younger, or I'm probably not what they're looking for because Tracy's very a specific character, short, larger than life, very extroverted as well. So I wasn't sure if I was the right fit. And then by the time it came up to where I had to put my name down, I had missed the deadline by like 2 hours. I was so distraught, and my sister, and I sent 2 emails, which were very poor emails, might I add. It was just like one sentence being like, hi, I'm Carmel, can I please still audition? And my sister took a look at it and was like, you are terrible at writing emails. Go get a drink of water. And came back and it was like this whole thing, not like an essay, but she had quoted the show, she had added my resume, and then sent it off. And it wasn't until Sunday morning when I got an email saying, we'll see you Monday. And I cried. I absolutely bawled out my eyes. And
wow.
And I went in and auditioned.
That's amazing. What a feeling. And then what was the feeling like when I'm assuming they called you and they said, "Hey, you've got the part as Tracy." Like, what feeling and what thought was going through your head?
Honestly, that day replays in my head all the time. And it was a Zoom link like today.
Yeah.
And they had gotten Matt Lenz, who was our director, to stream in from New York and say, "Hey, look, I never get to do this, but what would you like if thought you were Tracy?" And at first I thought it was a prank because it was April Fool's Day over in America.
Oh no, poor
It was
timing.
yeah, it was the day after for us, but it was April Fool's Day, and I was like, "Are you insane?" And I had my sister who wrote the email like standing in the corner with a big smile on her face, being like, "That's you got the job," and it had just gone over my head until they were like, "You're actually our Tracy," and oh my gosh. My heart's so full. My heart's pumping right now. You're just thinking about it, being like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, I can't imagine, but that's just like, wow, there was been such a feeling of like elation, I suppose. And it's such a big role in, well, one of the most loved musicals as well.
Absolutely. I mean, the after everybody left and I was at home alone, I just screamed for a minute straight, being like, "I got it! I got it!"
That's
Oh,
so
my
cool.
neighbors were probably like, "What the heck is she on about?"
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They probably
And
came
then
to
my
check
dog
on
thought
you.
I was, yeah, my dog thought I was, in pain or something. It was trying to, you know, lick me better.
Mm, mm.
But it was all, and
Bless.
I had actually kept the secret from my parents for about 2 weeks before I told them because I didn't want
Oh,
to. Yeah, yeah, I didn't want to.
wow.
Yeah, my dad was over in America for his job, and my mum was like right next to me. Actually, the thing is, I tried to keep it from my mum so I could tell mum and dad together, but then after a while, I had told mum after that Zoom meeting, 'cause she knew I had it, being like, "Hey, they want me to do a genuine Baltimore accent,"
Mm.
which was a complete lie. And then she every day kept sending me, almost like 4 times a day, kept sending me links to YouTube videos for to do a genuine Baltimore accent. And
Oh, right.
I got so annoyed. I cracked under pressure and was like, "Mom, you don't have to do this. I got the role." And she just was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I got it like I got it days ago." And she was like, "What? You made me do all that work and you're doing this now."
Oh, bless mums. Aren't they the best? Ah, what a treat for her, though.
Yeah, it was, and I had to like really grill her to not tell Dad because
Mm,
I wanted to tell him in person.
yeah, yeah, that's great. Well, and like going on that, like it is a big role because I just noticed as you were speaking, those costumes behind you, they're all your costumes in the show, are they?
They are all my costumes,
They
besides
are.
like my own
Your
actual like
actual jacket.
proper jacket. But yeah, all my clothes are here. Everything that I wear, it's absolutely insane. My big old dressing gown, my favorite, my absolute favorite costume, and then
Yep.
of course the beautiful finale costume as well, which is just
Wow.
so vibrant. And honestly, probably also one of my favorite. Actually, I can't choose. They're all my favorite.
Yeah, 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 and there's such good costumes in the show as well. They're
They're
always just,
so good.
they're
They're quite
incredible.
iconic too. I mean,
They really
the
are.
yeah, the show actually won the Tony Award for best costumes.
Mm,
And it like once you see it out there, you're like, "Damn, of course it's best costumes." Because there's so much color, vibrant colors too, not just like, dull colors, but it's so vibrant and, it's so much for your eyes to eat as
mm.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so good.
Well, let's actually talk about Hairspray then, because you're performing currently with some of the best in the business. You've got Shane Jacobson as
Mum.
mum, Edna Turnblad. You have Todd McKenney as dad, Wilbur. You have old Millsy, Rob Mills as Corny Collins. You have
Well, I'm
Rhonda
gonna tell him you called him
Birchmore.
old.
Yeah, well, don't tell him that. You have Rhonda Birchmore as Velma Von Tussle. Then you have Asabi Goodman as Motormouth Maybell and Sean Johnston as Link Larkin, plus a whole
Mm,
slew of cast as well. We actually talked
yeah.
to who did we talk to? Zoe Uanu. We talked to for Dubbo Championship Wrestling. I loved her. She's
I
amazing.
love her. She's insane.
Yeah,
She's
she's
insane.
so
I
good.
watch her side stage every time before I'm about to come on during one of the songs, and she's just absolutely like, ooh, ooh,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn.
I should have seen her in Dubbo Championship Wrestling. She just gave it her all. She's incredible.
Yeah, she gives it her all here as well, and I'm so excited to be sharing the stage with her.
Yeah, what a blessing. So Hairspray it's 25 years this year since the original, which opened in Seattle in 2002. Is that right?
Yeah, 20th. This is the
20.
20th anniversary,
Right. You
which
can
is so
see my
exciting
my
too, because I
my
was like,
math is not good.
that's all good, but like it's so exciting, especially because like 20 years ago, they were absolutely workshopping it just for this point. And back then, they didn't realize that Hairspray was going to be such an iconic show and almost like a cult classic,
Mm,
really,
mhm.
that it is today. And they just wanted to make the world a better place, wanted to show people what the world could be like. And everyone was just like, yeah, absolutely, let's do it.
Mm,
And I'm honestly so glad that it is, because Australia right now does, I believe, need this show. I believe
yeah.
everybody needs this show right now. Coming out of COVID, to be able to find yourself again, Hairspray's that show.
Well, let's talk about Hairspray then. For anyone who's never
Oh
seen it,
yes,
or just
I'm
for
so sorry.
a
You
quick
keep
recap.
I keep going roundabout.
No, no, it's fine. I love hearing all the input. That's how I like love these podcasts. It's the best hearing all the other input. Well,
Yeah.
you obviously are playing Tracy Turnblad. It's set in 1962 in Baltimore, Maryland, and you follow Tracy Turnblad, whose dream is to dance on the Corny Collins Show. So, as a local TV dance program based on the real life Buddy Dean show, and you win a role on the show, you become a celebrity overnight, you lead to social change, and you campaign for the show's integration. So I think what you said that the Australian theatre scene needs it right now speaks very well to what the show is about.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot more I can elaborate on, because it's just a show that you need to see, that will make your heart feel so open. And as backstage, I mean, I talk to Rob Mills a whole lot. He's like my big mentor in this whole thing. I
Oh,
mean, they've all
bless.
taken me under their wing, but Rob Mills has, you know, been showing me all the ropes to everything. And he says the whole show really, the reason why we're doing this show is to make people open their hearts, to just be kinder to everyone.
Mm.
And on our opening night, Rob gave us all shirts that said "kind is cool," and it is
Oh,
true. So
he's the best.
yeah,
God love him. Well,
God love them absolutely.
let's talk about your parents, not your actual parents, your on stage parents. Let's talk
Oh,
about
okay,
them.
great.
So Shane Jacobson, Todd McKenney. I love Shane. I haven't seen Todd in a whole lot of things, but I remember seeing Shane in Guys and Dolls way back when I was a young, starry-eyed teenager with my streaked like blonde hair, and I met him backstage, and I remember I asked him something because I wanted to like do musical theatre and be involved in musical theatre, and he said something with me that stuck with me ever since. And he was saying to me, "You got to start in community theatre. You got to start there. You got to meet people, learn the craft of theatre, and learn how to work with people." And that's what I did. And it just changed my entire life instead of just jumping straight into like acting school or something like that. What's been your experience with Shane and Todd?
Shane and Todd, well, honestly, them together is a bad idea.
Yeah.
In the best possible way.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, they're great friends and they're absolutely hilarious together. That's why they're such a bad idea together.
Yes, I can imagine.
Because the first time we saw them do Your Timeless to Me, their big number together, it went on for about 20 minutes just because they were both ad-libbing everything at each other. And I was sitting in my jail cell being like, oh, goodness me, when's our next song? So they really are actually like my mum and dad. I mean, yesterday Todd actually came into my dressing room and was like, "Carmel, you need to wake up now," because I
Oh,
sleep between matinee and night shows.
yeah.
Um, and then Shane just literally went out and bought a guitar, and we sat in his dressing room and we just sang and played guitar together.
Oh, that's so cool. How cool is that?
It's insane. I never knew he could play guitar, and he was like, "Yeah,
No, neither
I was
did
in a
I.
band. I was in a
Of course he
band." I was
was.
like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, I was in a band for 20 years. What do you think?
That's a
I'm so
great
sorry. That's my really
Shane
bad impression of him.
No, I think it's great. It's like just add a bit of a lisp on it and you got Kenny, you know?
Oh. Ah, so good.
I didn't realize how country he is. He's a very country bloke. He lives out in like the sticks in Victoria, doesn't he?
I don't know. I won't comment on that because I'm not too sure exactly. But he is
Yeah.
definitely a very country person.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I see. He has pictures all of his beautiful children and his
Mm,
house and his wife as well. And it looks like a farm out
mm.
there just from the pictures, and it just looks amazing. He's invited
Amazing.
me over for dinner one night, so I'll get back to you.
There you go. You have to let us know what it's like. And then what about Rhonda? You've already touched on Rob Mills, but what about Rhonda Birchmore?
Rhonda is the love of my life. I fell in love with Rhonda when I saw her in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Ah, okay.
When she walked on and she was this glamorous woman, and then she went into the jungle and they were like, "Yeah, you can't do makeup." She just went, "What?" Um, Not to like, that's a
Yeah.
bad thing, but just she is such a light in Hairspray as well. I mean, everybody looks up to her. She when anything would happen and I would think it was like the worst thing ever, she'd be like, "It's okay. These things happen." And she'd also be like, "Stick with me. I'm all good." Um,
Bless
she
her.
is the best. And I share, well, not I share a dressing room. She's the dressing room right next to me, and sometimes I play my music a bit too loud. But she
Oh.
comes and she's like, "Woohoo! Let's turn it down." And I'd be like, "Oh, okay."
I thought you were going to tell me she knocks on the door and tells you to be quiet. That's so good.
No. Only when she's got a headache.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So, well, let's talk about the show. What's your
Mhm.
what's your favorite moment in the show? Is there something that you just love doing all the time?
I mean, that's really hard to put on me because
Yeah.
I love everything about the show. From the costumes to the dancing to the music to hearing just that saxophone at the very beginning. Do 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 do. Like it's there's too many things that I love about it that I cannot say that it's just the whole thing.
Mm.
I mean, possibly when something goes wrong and we have to try and figure it out on stage
Oh, they're my
is probably my
favorite
favorite thing ever.
moments.
Yeah, like there was one time, and I'm so sorry for saying this, but Sean forgot the ring that he was supposed to give Tracy.
No.
So he was like, "So Trace," and then was like patting around himself, being like, "Oh, what can I do? What can I do?" And he just goes, "I think I love you."
Yeah.
To which everyone backstage just went, "What?"
Oh,
Oh,
no.
so yeah. So he forgot the ring one night, and now every time I look at him before he's about to come on stage, I'm like, "You got the ring?" And he's like, "I do. I got it. I got it."
That's great. I love the mishaps on stage are like my favorite things to hear from artists. We were talking with some of the cast from Jagged Little Pill, and they were just telling us of some of the stuff that just because it's live theatre, it's the best part of it. Things go,
Exactly.
wrong.
Oh, I have so many more stories if you want.
Ah, give us one. Why not? Give us one
Okay,
more.
I'll give you one more. So one night There's this is probably spoiling it a bit too much, but there's a phone with a really, really long, massive cord, and one night someone on the end of the cord accidentally let go and it flung right into Shane, and he does the best lines.
Yeah.
I don't know how he comes up with them right on the spot, but he's like, "Oh, we just created a mobile phone in 1962." And then he goes, "Live theater. This is what you pay for. This is what you get."
That's so good.
and then after that, it's supposed to like fling right into the side, into the wing, but he just chucked it straight down.
Should have passed it to the conductor. That would have been great.
He should have. I'll give that suggestion to him next time.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. I love that so much. Well, with Tracy, because we've talked about how iconic she is, what's been the most difficult part for you in rehearsal and rehearsing for her?
The difficult part is probably filling in her shoes. I mean, she is such a light in such darkness as well that I sometimes, it's hard to fill the shoes. Not only that, but sometimes my shoes were not the right size for me. So, I mean, it was kind of hard to fit those shoes too. But, so when Tracy has to be at her very, very lowest, but she still has to be really, really positive about it. Like, I think that's probably, and it's an acting thing, but it's most likely the hardest part is that when she's so down, she's still optimistic about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
there's
beautiful.
there's also a beautiful reprise that she sings in Act 2 as well that, at the first time when I started singing it, I was bawling my eyes out, and the director was like, "Yeah, nah."
Oh, okay.
Or, in his American accent, he'd be like, "Yeah, I like that idea, but no, I really think it's something like this."
Wow, okay.
So yeah, so that's the hardest song, not to sing, but to just do.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah. Wow. Well, good on you, because like you said, like it's your debut and it's such a big thing for you. So congratulations, really.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Did you want to play my game?
Yes, I'd love to play your game. I love games.
Okay. Good. So I'm going to try. This is first again on the show. I want to try to make this a staple game because I was like, theatre thoughts. It's got to have some sort of thoughts element to it, surely.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called 1 Minute Theatre Thoughts. And we're having 1 minute theatre thoughts with Carmel Rodrigues. So I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of different questions in 1 minute. And it's just going to be quick fire. First thing comes off the top of your head.
Quick. Okay, cool.
I've tried to not make them like too controversial. So,
Okay,
you
cool.
can just, if you don't want to answer one, just say pass. We'll go to the next one.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
It's going to be hard to do it in a minute, but
we'll see how we go. I hope I have enough. If we go under a minute, then you win, I assume.
Oh. Yes.
Here we go. Starting.
Okay.
What's your favorite musical?
Phantom of the Opera.
Your first theatre memory?
Theatre memory was Wicked. Fiero!
Your most disliked musical?
What's Into the Woods.
Oh, controversial. Who's the funniest cast member in Hairspray?
Shane.
Okay, excellent. Your favorite musical theatre song?
So Much Better.
Excellent. What's your go-to movie musical?
Movie musical? Hairspray.
Nice, good answer. The most overrated musical?
Overrated? Into the Woods.
Okay, your karaoke song?
The Veronicas.
Oh, which one?
Untouched.
Excellent. And that's it. 1 minute. Well done.
Oh, were there more questions?
There was only 2 more, but I'll ask them because I want to see your answer.
Close.
What musical would you most want to see come to Australia?
Most want to see come to Australia?
Yeah.
Anastasia.
Oh, that'd be beautiful. That'd be beautiful. I wouldn't say that's far off. If they've got Cinderella, I'm sure they could do Anastasia.
Yeah, and I've seen a few bootlegs, but it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It takes all the songs from the movie that we love, and it's just made it into this huge. It's honestly amazing.
I want Hades Town. I'm dying to have Hades.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
I've heard on the grapevine it might be.
Excellent. Watch this space. And the last one I think was, which musical are you most excited to see that's already coming to Australia?
Already coming to Australia? Hairspray?
Nice, good answer.
I haven't even seen it yet. I mean, I'm on stage, but I haven't seen it.
Excellent. I think they're all amazing answers.
Yeah. Oh, look, I win.
You win.
I win my mug.
Excellent. Well, thank you for playing. That was awesome.
Thank you so much for letting me play. I mean,
no worries.
I'm honestly sparing a whole bunch of stuff in my face now. So please tell me to stop talking whenever you need me to.
It's fine. Well, we actually need to wrap up because the Zoom will shut soon. So thank you so much for jumping on with us. And yeah, what an amazing opportunity for you.
It's insane. Insane.
And I'm so excited. You're coming to Sydney as well next year. So I'll see you when you come to Sydney.
I'm so excited. That's my hometown. And I cannot wait for everybody I know to come see it. Even all my students too. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be so good for them. Well, Hairspray plays at Melbourne's Regent Theatre until October 14th. You can buy tickets at hairspraymusical.com.au. Thank you so much, Carmel, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. This has just been amazing. Absolutely awesome.